This is the Voyage Beneath the Sea mini box album. Tried to make it look like a treasure chest a little bit. The hinges here. This gold is the gilding flakes. And then these I love. That's kind of along the edges here. And they are by Starform. And I love how they look on the paper. But we'll get inside here. So I made it kind of small. It's only 3 actual pages, but I made sure they were deep. So there's a big gap in here between them all. But this is kind of a mixed media album. I plan on teaching classes for it and spreading it out into 2 different classes. One just for the album and another one for these pages where it kind of have more of a mixed media feel. On all these pages that are mixed media, they have a gesso base. And so like here I've added cheesecloth. I don't think I did any misting on this one, but just a bunch of different embellishments. On here, this one has some, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll show it later. But here we go. This is the first page. It's full of tags. So you can put pictures in here, and if you didn't want to do all the mixed media stuff, you know, this is definitely area you could use for pictures as well. And so the way I designed it is, this is all kind of one piece of paper here, so this half portion here, and then these other 2 pieces. And you have the pocket up there. And so again, you put all kinds of goodies in here. You gotta love the chipboard and cutouts that G45 has that coordinate. Also just, you know, another piece of paper to demonstrate that you can put pictures there or whatever you want. And here's another one with another piece of that chipboard. And then just a plain page with the paper cutout. And here we go. Another message. I think I cut this one out and put it on some thicker chipboard to make it stand out a little bit. This is one of my favorite pages. I love the different colors that I was able to get to come out with the Viva rub-on stuff. Again, I'll have to show you what that looks like afterwards. And then some heavy misting with the Lindy Stamp Gang chocolate something or other. Here's another one of the mixed media pages. This one I did with the Delusions mist. You can see it has a really good coverage, and you know, whereas with the Lindy Stamp Gang, you know, being that there's a gesso base, I was able to lift up a lot of the color. But with this one, you'd have to act pretty quickly because it does set really nice, which I do like, you know, having that option as well. And then here it's just chipboard that's covered with some crackle type stuff, and then just a bunch of different decorations. Over here, this one is inspired by a lot of the work that Finnabair does. I just love how you start with a slate that's covered in white gesso, and then you do all the different kinds of misting and everything. And so a lot of different mists here. I also am using the Wow Melt It powder to create these using just a mold. I really like how they came out, and you can paint them and everything. But yeah, just a bunch of stuff glued down and then all painted with white gesso, and then misted in different places, like right in here. I don't know if you can see it, but that was a stamp, an embossing stamp, so you can see that the colors vary, which I thought was kind of cool. There's more tags. Again, more tags. This is kind of a pocket design that again is, you know, part of this one page. And again with the trim that I showed you earlier. I love how it shows up. I did not expect that. And then another tag again. That one had some of the Graphic 45 stickers on it. Here's another page I thought turned out really cool. I found out is with the embossing, if you reheat it, you can wipe away some of the color. And so here I was able to, first of all, I did the embossing, then I painted it black, reheated it, rubbed that off to get back down to what the original paper color was. And then I misted it and so before misting it again, I did more stamping with the embossing powder, and then again misted, and then heated the embossing powder up again. And so I think it came out with a pretty cool effect. So, this one is just an example of using the glass bead gel. Included some little glass beads in here as well, trying to give it kind of a water effect. Just another tag with the Graphic 45. This one I did some of the embossing that I did here again, but I also used the gloss gel up in here with a template, and so you can see that it doesn't take the ink as much, which I think is a neat option. And added some decoration there. This one, not a lot of misting here. I was really focused on these bubbles, and those were created with a texture paste. And then I added some of the gloss gel, and I found it just didn't pop enough for me, so I added some blue ink to it with silks. I'll show you a picture of those. And then I put glossy accents on top. I really liked how those pop. And another tag, you can see options for several pictures, several places. And here's another tag. Here I used the Delusions new pens that they came out with, and I love how they do the edging. Should try them out. It's really cool because I don't have a steady hand, but just with the design of the pen, I was able to push up against the edges here, and I love it. And then there's the last page. Like I said, it's not very short, only really three pages in here. And here's your last tag, and more space to do whatever you want with.